It's a cool enough day that even an afternoon hot tea feels pretty good. It's Thursday, maybe June 2nd or 3rd, 2022. Been here just over a week now and endured a lot of rain earlier on there. And now that's quit the other day. We've had a couple days of dry. The wind's blowing hard, too hard. But at least it's drying things off. The sun's been out. Fortunately, I know the farmers wanted hotter, but for me back here, it's been cooler than normal. You know, I mean, even where the wood stove feels good sometimes. And I'll take that because out working. Oh, I'm not supposed to be working. That's right. I came up here with my hip bothering me, and I told Bonnie, I said, "Oh no, I'll take it easy. I just got some things to do. I don't need to be doing a lot, you know. But I'll try to get it healed up." And I don't know if it's a bursa situation or a strained muscle or whatever. But if I do too much, I could feel it. But So anyway, I told her I'd take it easy. Well, I don't know. I got this new communication device. I know that. Okay, this is going on. This is how I communicate with Bonnie now. I don't have a satellite phone anymore. That really worked well, but it had its limitations. And for my other travels and my friends, we've gone with these. This is a Garmin 600 device. But the main thing that's good about it is it uses the inReach satellite communication service. So I can sit here, I can tap out a text, put it up in the window so it's got satellite coverage, and after a while it beeps, tells me the message went. Well, and Bonnie can send back to me messages too, but she sent one the other day, and I told her I'd take it easy, and I got this message, and it said, "Stop what you're doing. If you don't take care of that hip, you're going to regret it." Well, how did she know I was out cutting some trees down? I mean, I'm taking it easy. Okay, I'm not hauling the trees. I'm just chainsawing and cutting them down. But anyway, she must have felt, or maybe she just knows me too well, that I would not be sitting around all of the time. But I have been sitting around a lot of the time. I go out and I've got this tree project going of trying to get down some better timber for that future cabin. Yeah, someday we'll get that cabin going, but it's a long, slow process, and I want to enjoy the whole ride, so I don't get too carried away. But I am out this time in the concentration of cutting some big logs for the slab up for the floor and the roof panels, and maybe getting some more heftier logs in for the walls. I mean, I've got enough wall logs out there now, but some of them are a little narrow on the ends, and I think if I can just get a better selection so when we actually go to put it up, we'll have a lot better build. So that's what's going on. So with the hip deal, ibuprofen has been my friend. I've been taking a good healthy dose of these ever since I got here, and they're making a big difference. I mean, I can tell I'm coming around. It's working. I'm not working too hard. I'm not straining it, but I haven't gone for any long walks or anything. I mean, maybe a half-mile round trip up, check my cameras or up, look things over. That's about as far as I've gotten. I haven't even got out to Hawks Pond yet. I will in the next couple of days, but right now I'm just taking what I care to do, and I'm going to go out and I'll whack a few more trees. It might be a 2-session day today for the first time. I just been going out one little bit for a time and coming. That's up for the day, but I was out this morning, feeling pretty good. I think I might go out and at least drop another tree or two. I might not get them peeled, but we're coming along. It's all working pretty well. It's been hot enough. I've been drinking a lot of liquids. I've been drinking a lot. The rainwater, it's not like tap water. It's got a little bit of a taste to it, like when I boil it up. But I just made up a little batch of Dad's root beer here. I wanted to check it out, and I had some water sitting outside that was cooler. And I think if I just water it down a tad, throw in some of them ice cubes, it's going to be a pretty refreshing drink on a hot day. So that was good news. Anyway, before I head out, I put a little green tea on. I got some of Bonnie's little coconut dark chocolate bombs here. I keep them in the freezer, and I just bring in one or two at a time, and gonna enjoy a few here. Sneak out there. Hope Bonnie's not looking. Maybe drop another tamarack tree or two. I'm sure everyone's noticed all this stuff flying through the air, and some of it's bugs, but the majority of what you can see it going by my face is it's the stuff coming off these spring aspen trees. And it has really got blowing thick sometimes, and if you look here you can see why. All the trees don't have it like this, but the ones that are really full like this, it's really a lot of stuff coming down. The ground's getting downright furry. This is one of the epitomox flycatchers. Now, without these birds calling, sometimes it's hard to tell which one of the ones it is, but I'm pretty sure by the habitat, and I get a good look at this one, that this would be a least flycatcher. They have a little call that he's not doing, kind of a chibek, chibek, but I'm not hearing that, but I'm still pretty confident this is a least flycatcher out taking care of some of my bugs. All this water is flowing through holes in that North Beaver Dam. That's why it's not getting any higher than it is. In fact, this water's dropped in the last 2 or 3 days. It was probably 3 or 4 inches higher, a little more speed for quite a while. But there you can see that tree the other day. I talk about the water behind me. I think I washed my face off in the stream. But now we come up and we're headed over. Where I'm working now is near the area we hauled all the wood out of last year. But to get there, I do need to walk the plank. Not too bad today, it's dry, but pretty greasy and wet the other day. I had visions of me really taking that hip out with a nice fall. On down the trail to the northwest is where we hauled a lot of wood out of last winter. And also we had a little logging road running back into here, and I got a lot of tamarack out of there. Now I've just gone over exploring, looking for trees that I want to save, get the wood out of over in this area. You can see I haven't been doing any more than I have to. I let that top just stand there. I'm only peeling what I'm actually going to save, because if I haul some for firewood, that's fine with the bark on it. I was cutting this to be a 19-foot log this morning, but I tried to be careful, but it split. So I ended up with a 16-footer instead, but first time that's happened. But I knew it might, just because of what I was trying to do. Now you see all this junk here. I've cut just enough to to make safe walking. Otherwise I'm just dropping the trees, and the small stuff I have to drop to get the trees to come down to the ground. And then I'm just cutting it into short pieces, and that's what these logs will lay on until they're flat and they don't warp until I get them hauled out. The idea is to kind of keep along one straight line here. Now I'm heading back in, and got a few trees I don't want in there, and there's a few good sized tamarack that I do want, so we'll go in there and pick one out. I think I got one that's back in there the furthest away, and I gotta drop a lot of these little small cedars on the way, but I think I can bring it right to where I'm standing right now. This tree on the left here is the one I want to get, but I'm gonna have to drop a lot of little small cedars between here and that log way. My goal is to lay it right down this line, but I want to get these little trees out of the way so that I can work safely and it doesn't get hung up in the air. Well, my tree, I stepped back to set the camera up and already started to give, but I got a lot of wood on the left side here. I'm just going to touch that and it should go on over. Had the wedges all ready too. Obviously not what was supposed to happen, but I got a little too ambitious on the cut, and the hinge broke, and it goes where it wants to. Well, that last tree didn't go according to plan, but I just left it there. I stripped some of the bark off it down below and peeled it. I let it hang there and dry out overnight. If the wind had kept blowing hard, it probably would end up shaking and coming on down, because there's really not much holding it up there. But I'll go back over tomorrow, and I got another big one off to the side a little bit, and I'll just drop that one, and it'll bring that tree down to the ground so I can finish it off. One thing that did work out good is I grabbed some ice cubes on the way in, and I could buy the freezer. I had a batch of Dad's root beer fixed up before I left, and I knew it needed some ice, so I just left the cup outside. Boy, now that's really good. So something this afternoon worked out right. When I'd gone out this morning, I'd taken a ribeye out of the freezer and set it out there to thaw, and I brought that back over to the cabin with me. It's sitting outside in the cool right now. Make sure no martins or jays find it before I get to fry it up. But that'll be quite a while later. It's only 5 o'clock. I got one of them little coconut chocolate bombs over there somewhere that I didn't eat this afternoon. Have that with the rest of my root beer. Take a nice break. Well, Kevin, he contacted. He still thought he might run up. He wasn't gonna, and then, well, they didn't get a chance he might come. And I told him that the bugs were so bad, and I was favoring my hip, so I wasn't doing any long bird walks anyway. And with the high water, maybe it's just best off stay home. Well, then the judge, he's my cameraman here with the drone man David. He got into some of that Jiffy peanut butter a few weeks ago. Kind of took the wind out of his sails, so he was recovering, but he wasn't going to make it up either. So anyway, the bottom line is I got way more pie than I'm going to be able to eat. What a shame, huh? Well, I keep nibbling away at them, one a day, but I think there'll be some left. So, the gray jays, Canada jays. So I saw them out here, so I thought, okay, I'll throw on a pancake. Well, I mixed up enough batter that I might as well have one too. And I had some nice melted, warm butter in there, and I slathered that on top, and that ended up being a pretty good deal. So I come out, and the two adult Canada jays each flew in, grabbed a piece, took off with it. But look, they haven't even been back. I don't know. The young ones, they'll find out about that, or even those blue jays I got hanging around now, they'll be in here if those Canada jays don't get over here. They got some competition now with these blue jays. They found out there's food around here, and they seem to be sticking around. I'll never tame one of them down, but they're getting used to me. Yeah, you guys better get in there. We got competition hanging out in the wings. Early bird gets the pancake around here. Well, I got that ribeye steak I'm going to have. Bonnie's been experimenting, and she's been on the dehydrator. She's been drying these potatoes, and I've been playing around because I want to use them on my big canoe trip this summer. And I found out, just playing around, how long I have to hydrate them or how hot the water has to be. Now, this water might be a little hot, but I've been putting them in hot water for about 20 minutes. And that seems to be working pretty good. Now I just got to work out just best way to fry them up. But we'll let that sit for a while. I think we're ready to get going here. Drain the water off these potatoes. Short a big lid. Use that one. Oh, I've had this ribeye. Oh, I've had this ribeye coming up to room temperature. We'll sear that. I cooked this on the grill on the wood stove over there, but just burning that balsam wood, and there's not enough heat there to really do this steak justice. Okay, I think we're looking good. Got some fresh sprouts to add to the meal. You gotta go cook your own.